The Supercar sedan is back, and I'm showcasing the 2026 BMW M5 in black sapphire metallic in red and black full Milano leather. The 5th generation is here only as a plug-in variant with a 717 horsepower combined. That's freaking crazy. This thing weighs nearly 3 tons. With the 0 to 60 at 3.4 seconds BMW's quoting, is it worth the hype? I'm Anthony from Supercar Throttle. We're going to explain the specs to this thing and show you some of the performance and the interior to reveal if it's worth the hype. With standard M shadow line lights, full LED headlights, daytime runnings, and cornering lights that integrate into the iconic glow. That's because we have the executive package with 194 horsepower and 207 pound-feet of torque out of that battery. I mean, I'm all right with the boxy, beefy stance and 5 inches of clearance. And because we have a battery and it's a plug-in, we get 25 full electric mile range with a charging time from 0 to 100 around 3 hours BMW's quoting. The MSRP is gonna say 2 hours and you're getting 47 MPGEs combined. But just using that 4.4 liter V8 twin turbo, that's only going to get 14 MPGs. And that engine is actually 60 horsepower less than the M5 competition that we lost, replacing it with a plug-in variant. Now the engine is only going to produce 577 horsepower with 553 pound-feet of torque. But because of the plug-in variant, it increases the horsepower and the torque to 738 pound-feet because we have the M-Driver package unlocking 190 miles per hour. Otherwise, you only get 155 mile per hour top speed. But what we have here is a 20-inch up front, a 21-inch out back. It's a staggered wheel setup. You would expect that. With 6 pistons housed behind those red brake calipers, and it's keeping a single floating caliper in the rear. Now a vehicle that's almost 5,500 pounds, I don't know, maybe you want to option the carbon ceramic brakes. It's a near $10,000 upgrade, but even with these brakes, it still stops pretty much on a dime with rear axle steering at a 1.5 degree. So it basically makes this a 50-50 weight distribution. Carbon package adds the carbon fiber M-spec side view mirrors with the carbon fiber on the roof and the trunk lid spoiler. The hyphenator gets the M5 badging, flush door handle. So they're trying to keep the aerodynamics and the weight down. And if you really want to lower the weight by another 55 pounds, add the carbon ceramic brakes because that's what it's going to do. The rear gets slim LED tail lights and you get the vertical reflectors, quad exhaust tips with a 2-part diffuser, front and rear parking sensors, a 360-degree reverse camera. Unlocking some of the features doesn't really escalate the price too much, making this worth the hype for me because of the quick number 0 to 60, quarter mile, and the top speed. But you do have to option the M-Driver package in order to do that. Going against competition, this is the fastest in class, and we have a wagon for North America, which is awesome, bringing heat to the RS6 Avant and the AMG wagon. So putting all this into content, it's definitely worth the hype. Let me know what you think in the comments. Now to see the performance. It's a freaking beast. Get the bass tune that comes into the speaker. Even with the little wrap around there, it's not bad. Now we're going to engage it with the boost. Now here is where I may consider you get carbon ceramic brakes, because when you engage the boost, this thing weighs a lot. You're over 5,400 pounds. You get rear axle steering, which is all fine, but now you're unlocking the full potential of 717 horsepower, which is quite a bit. And it becomes heavy at that point, even with these 6 pistons that's grabbing it in the front. I mean, it's crazy speed that you're getting with this damn thing. I'm always impressed with the M5, especially now that it's a plug-in hybrid, because you're getting a lot of power and you still have the dynamic ride. So you can enjoy some bends in the road. But the problem owning one of these vehicles is, as you're noticing, you're always going to be behind somebody quickly. So really, if you want to enjoy it, go on the weekend, take it on the track, because taking it on a daily drive, it's going to be a little bit altered. 5 inches of clearance. So the nice thing here is, you know, I have an MC20 cello. The damn thing's so low to the ground. I could do this. And it is faster 0 to 60. But by no means I'm getting 25 full electric miles, nor am I getting 47 mpges combined. But I am getting more than 14 mpgs that this engine is giving. I still think it's worth the hype because you got a lot of fun in this vehicle. It's so fun. Sound deadening is good. And because of the type of vehicle we are in, you can change it into comfort, put everything into the actual hybrid mode now, so that way you don't hear anything at all. It's gonna go full electric. There it is. Getting 25 miles this way, up to 87 miles per hour when you are on cruise control full electric. That is freaking awesome. But because of the type of engine, I will let it breathe, especially when you are doing some performance to this type of vehicle. It does need that. I mean, a 4.4 liter V8 twin turbo, it's no freaking joke. I am a little disappointed that we have decreased the horsepower and torque out of the engine though, because if you consider having the 617 horsepower we got out of the S68 engine, because this is a different engine setup, add that 194 horsepower for the battery that we're getting and the 207 pound-feet of torque, which we keep the same torque as the other one, it just, I feel it would be a little bit more potent. Don't get me wrong, this is literally like a gun playing Russian roulette at a table. I mean, you don't know when it's gonna explode. And that's one thing that I kinda like and kinda dislike, because when you're in a hybrid mode, you could just be driving, all of a sudden you hear that high exhaust note kick in, it's gonna wake everybody up in the family, which is definitely a delight to me. But then I kind of like hearing the exhaust note, hence that's why I'm in Dynamic Plus and I'm not using the hybrid system as much. When you let off the gas, you do have a regenerative braking. It does keep a smooth ride, so the suspension layout is good. The seats are going to be sporty, but they still hold you very well. I mean, 20-way power seat adjustment is awesome. The cushion in the back is a little bit more welcoming. The front, I like a sports seat. I mean, you know what kind of vehicles I drive. And BMW doesn't stop with the unique twist. I mean, it's not only a M hybrid V8, it also has the electric motor integrated into the transmission. All the front is opened up. Obviously, it's M specific. And at a MSRP under 120 grand, with the features we're showcasing just a touch over 133,000, I mean, it is definitely worth the hype. But let me know what you think in the comments. And if you're new to the channel, consider subscribing. Check out this next video right here.